We as to. Okay, good. Okay, having reached the hour of 10 o'clock, I call this meeting of the Transportation Committee to order. Can we have a roll call, please?
Covert. Here. Evans. Here. Koenig.
Here.
Welcome. Tornatori.
Here.
Ozak.
Here.
Say.
Here.
Okay, I want to welcome both of our new members. And the learning curve is short and fast.
Thank you.
But welcome. And let's see, I would also like to then move on to our staff recognition.
All
I'm
right.
going to turn it over to.
Yeah, good morning. I'm going to let Bill Edson, he's our county engineer for our new folks, and he's going to introduce Teresa.
And this is Steve Travia, who is our Director of Transportation. I should,
Yeah,
and I'm Mary Ozak.
So I wanted to take a few minutes just to recognize Teresa Smith, who's our Transportation Program Manager for DOT. She recently celebrated 10 years with the county. The title, yeah. The title of Transportation Program Manager doesn't really tell you much about Teresa's role. Among other things, she's responsible for making sure that all the state and federal funding that we receive is properly documented. And she keeps all the forms up to date, so our funding doesn't get withdrawn. And so we don't end up on the blacklist with IDOT or with the feds. And anyone who's ever administered grants knows that the hard work doesn't really begin until you receive the money. And Teresa's the one who keeps all that moving along. She's also the main point of contact with our township highway commissioners when they are working with their state motor fuel tax funds on their projects. And she is our real estate expert within DOT. Some of you may remember that she comes to committee meetings whenever we have challenging property acquisitions that need to be discussed. So we're really appreciative of all your hard work, Teresa. And Steve and I are excited to recognize your 10-year anniversary with the county.
Well, thank you. And Teresa, here's to the next 10 years.
Yes.
Please hang in there. Okay, do we have any public comment?
There are none.
Thank you. Next, I'm going to move to approve the minutes of the Tuesday, November 19th, 2024 Transportation Committee meeting. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Any comments or questions, changes? Okay, all in favor? All right. Next, we're going to move on to some requisitions. Move for approval of 243076, recommendation for the approval of contract to Atlas Bobcat LLC to furnish and deliver Bobcat repair and replacement parts as needed for the Division of Transportation for the period January 1st, 2025 through November 30th, 2025 for a contract total not to exceed $15,000. I have a second. Any comments? Okay, all in favor? Okay. Next, I move for approval of 243160, recommendation for the approval of purchase order issued to View Robotics LLC for a one-year subscription to the ARC1 OmniView system for road pavement monitoring and weather services for the Division of Transportation for the period of December 11, 2024 through December 10, 2025 for a contract total not to exceed $22,949.90. And I have a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, next I move for approval of DTP 005824. Recommendation for the approval of a contract to Hazchem Environmental Corporation to provide hazardous material testing, disposal and emergency services as needed for the Division of Transportation, $40,000, and stormwater management, $10,000 for the period January 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2025 for a contract total not to exceed $50,000 per renewal option, third and final renewal. I have a second. Comments or questions? All in favor? Okay, next I'm going to move to combine items D through K. Do I have a second? Okay, all in favor? Okay, I move for approval of DTP 005924, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Atlas Bobcat to furnish and deliver one E35 Bobcat compact excavator for the Division of Transportation for the period December 11, 2024 through November 30th, 2025 for a contract total not to exceed $61,550.44. Contract pursuant to the Intergovernmental Cooperation Act. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second. All in favor?
You combined them all.
Combined all.
So if you
Oh,
wanna
yes,
just keep
I'm
going.
sorry, Mary. Okay.
Yeah.
I move for approval, not enough coffee. I move for approval of DTP 006024, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Equipment Depot of Illinois to furnish and deliver one new Genie electric boom lift for the Division of Transportation for the period December 11, 2024 through November 30th, 2025 for a contract total not to exceed $75,244 contract pursuant to the Intergovernmental Cooperation Act. I move for approval of DTP 006124. Recommendation for the approval of a contract to Atlas Bobcat to furnish and deliver one T770 T4 Bobcat track loader for the Division of Transportation for the period of December 11, 2024 through November 30th, 2025 for a contract total not to exceed $84,028.33. Contract pursuant to Intergovernmental Cooperation Act. I move for approval of DTP 006224, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Alltech Industries to furnish and deliver one new AF 1472 chipper truck as needed for the Division of Transportation for the period December 11th, 2024 through November 30th, 2025 for a contract total not to exceed $142,219, contract pursuant to the Intergovernmental Cooperation Act. I move for approval of DTP 006324, recommendation for the approval of a contract to H.W. Lochner Incorporated to provide professional services for development of a concept study for an active transportation plan for the Division of Transportation for the period December 10th, 2024 through November 30th, 2026 for a contract total not to exceed $147,851.66, professional services vetted through a qualification-based selection process in compliance with the Local Government Professional Services Selection Act. I move for approval of DTP 006424, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Lakeside International LLC to furnish and deliver Navistar International repair and replacement parts as needed for the Division of Transportation for the period December 11th, 2024 through November 30th, 2025 for a contract total not to exceed $150,000 per lowest responsible bid. I move for approval of DTP 006524. Recommendation for the approval of a contract to Parsons Transportation Group Incorporated for professional traffic engineering assistance and signal coordination and timing upon request of the Division of Transportation for the period December 10th, 2024 through November 31st, 2026 for a contract total not to exceed $180,000, professional services vetted through a qualification-based selection process. And finally, I move for approval of DTP 006624, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Deascoto Incorporated to provide professional Phase 1 engineering services for the Division of Transportation for the 91st Street sidewalk enhancements for the period of December 10th, 2024 through November 31st, 2026 for a contract total not to exceed $292,448.90, professional services vetted through a qualification-based selection process in compliance with the Local Government Professional Services Selection Act. And I have a second.
Second.
Comments or questions about any of these items?
Yes, thank you, Chair. So I just had a quick question on 7H. So it talked about a concept study for an active transportation plan, and I just wanted to ask, is this different from the other transportation plan that you guys put out earlier? And I know that you guys do a trail plan, all this other stuff, so I just want to know what this one is.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're right. We have a trails plan. We also have a mobility plan. This kind of builds, and we have a long-range transportation plan.
Yeah.
And this kind of builds off the mobility plan, if you will. And it's an active transportation plan. So it's kind of talking about those folks who are walking or biking primarily. And it's going to be a countywide study building off of the mobility framework. And it's kind of, I'd say, Phase 1. So gives all the county, including our municipal partners, an opportunity to use that to move forward into potential improvements. So.
Thank you.
And last month, John Loper and I attended the open house, not virtual, the real people open house in Bensonville. And there were quite a few members from the community. And obviously, we are all pedestrians at some point and bicycle safety, et cetera. So there's definitely a need for doing this. So if you can come to the virtual open house and register, please do. Any other comments or questions? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Next, we have some change orders. I move for approval of 243225. Amendment to Resolution DTR 007123 issued to H&H Electric Company for traffic signal, UPS, and communication upgrades at various locations within DuPage County to increase the funding in the amount of $2,581.94, resulting in an amended contract total amount of $733,629.26, an increase of 0.035%. I have a second. Any comments or questions? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, next I move for approval of 24 3227, amendment to resolution DTP 034121 issued to Genuine Parts Company doing business as Napa Auto Parts to increase the funding in the amount of $75,000, resulting in an amended contract total amount of $670,000, an increase of 11.67%. And I have a second. Any comments, questions? Okay, all in favor? Okay. Next, we have a resolution. I move for approval of DTR 004424, resolution approving the use of county-owned land and future financing for the DuPage County Division of Transportation's proposed highway maintenance facility. Do I have a second? Mr. Zay, Member Zay, thank you. Okay. Any comments or discussion? Member Evans.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just have an overall comment about this. A lot of us on county board have received emails about this development. It's a very good development. It's something that's necessary. The problem for me as a candidate, we got, this was on our questionnaire. We had to answer to this, because the plans for this are using county-owned property, and that developing anything on county-owned property should be a policy decision. And it should probably be discussed in a larger setting, because there are so many different stakeholders that are involved and weren't really involved in this process. So I'm just saying that just globally, it made it difficult. It's probably still in the newspapers, and I'm gonna vote yes on this, but I just think in the future, when there's a project that moves, first it was on the southwest part of campus, and then when it moved to the east side of campus, that's when it really opened up to different difficulties I think for all of us. But it's a great project. I just think that in the future, we need to make sure that all the stakeholders are involved in this.
Thank you, Member Evans. Does anyone else have any other comments or questions? Okay, Mr. Zay.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just was concerned that people are saying we sprung this on people and we didn't. I mean, our ex-director, Chris Schneider, stayed on extra for this project and worked on it. I mean, we have been working on this for years. And yes, when the other side of the campus wasn't usable, and again, we've expanded other stuff on this campus, and this campus is in a weird situation. I mean, it's basically divided between District 4 and District 6. So when we put the new animal control in, that affected people in District 6. That's on our side of the thing. The CRC, we did that. We didn't go out for public comment or anything like that. Again, I know it's a big project, it's a lot of money, but it's needed. I mean, we've got an aging building that just can't handle it anymore. We can't expand on that side because there's a creek that runs on that side. I mean, we're just kind of landlocked over there. And again, the fairgrounds has been there. I mean, I'm a strong advocate for the fair, but that section down there, anytime you've gone down there, it's flooded, it floods out. What they put down there, those barns have been there for a long time. And again, nobody likes big developments, but this is the spot to do it. It puts it on the campus, it's by the railroad tracks, it's away from the houses. Again, we're gonna expand the road over there so that the traffic's coming in off of County Farm, not off of Manchester. So I think we've looked at all the options there that we can to make this, least impact on the residents there.
And we're also planning on almost 4 acres of open space, which is, as I said at the meeting last week, the equivalent of 3 football fields. So when you picture that, there should be plenty of room for various fairgrounds functions. And I think it'll be overall definitely an aesthetic improvement. And we will definitely work with contractors, et cetera. And I'm excited to get going on this. So I'd like any other comments or questions? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Covert.
Aye.
Evans.
Aye.
Tornatori.
Aye.
Ozog.
Aye.
Koenig.
Aye.
Zay.
Aye.
Okay, thank you very much. Next, we move on to an intergovernmental agreement. I move for approval of DTR 004524, intergovernmental agreement between the County of DuPage and the City of West Chicago. Excuse me. For the installation and any future maintenance of lighted street name signs at the intersection of Roosevelt Road, Illinois 38, and County Highway 18, Crest Road, and at Roosevelt Road and County Highway 21, Fabian Parkway. Estimated county cost $10,000. Any comments or questions? Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Sorry. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. I move for approval of DTR 004624, an intergovernmental agreement between the County of DuPage and the Village of Elk Grove Village for the construction and maintenance responsibilities of the County Highway 8 York Road multi-use path. Estimated county cost $149,500. Do I have a second? Okay, good. Thank you. Any comments or questions about this? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, next I move to approve DTR 004724, intergovernmental agreement between the County of DuPage and the Village of Bensonville for the construction and maintenance responsibilities of the County Highway 8 York Road multi-use path.
Second.
Estimated county cost $557,031. I have a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor? All right, and I then move to receive and place on file item FMP 004324, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Gray Bar Electric Company Incorporated to furnish and deliver electrical lighting, data and communication, networking and security products as needed for various county facilities for facilities management, public works, stormwater, and the Division of Transportation for the period February 1st, 2025 through January 31st, 2029, for a total contract not to exceed $852,160. Facilities management, $455,000, public works, $345,000, stormwater, $32,000, and the Division of Transportation, $20,160. Contract pursuant to the Intergovernmental Cooperation Act. Second?
Second.
Okay, Mr. Zay. Any comments or questions about this? Okay, that's received and placed on file. Thank you. All in favor? All in favor. Myself. Okay, and then we have a presentation, item 243185 from the East Branch Trail website launch presentation.
Good morning, committee. I'm John Loper, Chief Transportation Planner, of course, for those of you who don't know me, been here about 37 years. I wanted to take this time to welcome a new team member to our staff, Kiko Murray, back in the back here. He's our new transportation planning analyst and will be helping us with asset management and GIS work over the next few years.
Well,
So also in your places, unfortunately, I didn't have enough copies for you all. This announcement that we're having a virtual open house for the safety action plan, countywide safety action plan. Welcome to attend. We're really aiming for public. We have language translators also available for this open house, and so hopefully we'll get a lot of attendance to the virtual open house, and we'll be talking about safety and targets for the county to try to attain. It's not just DuPage County DOT roads, we're also including state and local roads and tollways as well in the safety action plan. So anybody who wants to attend or needs more information, I'm happy to share that.
It's my wife's birthday. I'm taking a hard pass
Are you?
on that. Sorry.
probably a good
We
idea.
can tape it and send it to you.
Also, Chicago, CMAP, Chicago Metropolitan Area Planning Agency is also on this effort. So this is a big effort, and carry on. Thank you.
So many of you probably are aware of the East Branch DuPage River Trail project. It's actually split into two different pieces. There's a north piece that runs from St. Charles Road to the Illinois Great Western Trail. And then from the Great Western Trail down to Butterfield Road is the second one. That is the section where we received $1.5 million from Sean Caston's office. Both of those are currently in what we call phase one engineering, which is kind of the preliminary and environmental engineering process. And one of the things that we're really intent on doing is sharing the information about the project with the public. The reason why I'm here to talk with you today is that we are launching a website that will go live approximately the 10th of December. We're asking for your assistance in moving out that information that is going to be launched and available through your newsletters. So we have looked at this website that was constructed by Christopher Burke and vetted by our senior staff and by Public Information Office. And I'll have Joe just click on the link. If anybody's interested, I can send you the link digitally by email.
That'd be great.
There are, so the way this is constructed is it gives you a little bit of the history. If you can scroll down a little bit, Joe, appreciate it. There's a little history there. We talked about the purpose and need of the study. And then you can actually select on which part of the corridor that you're interested in. At the top or at the bottom, there are links inside of here. So St. Charles Road to the IPP to 56. So this one, if you click on one of those, Joe, this takes you to that particular section and lets you know who's involved in that particular section of the project by agency. Talks a little bit, gives you a project map and kind of an alignment map where we're thinking about adding the path. Talks a little bit about the purpose and again, the schedule of the phase one engineering. So you can see here that it looks like a rather protracted schedule with taking us into 27, 28, 29, probably ultimately. There's a lot of information that people can digest through this website. And they can also, if you go back to the top again, Joe, if you don't mind, sorry about that. They can reach out and contact us. So if you click on the contact button, they can submit comments, questions to us. And we will respond. We'll manage those. We may not respond to all of the comments or questions, but we'll keep a log and an archive of the public comments as part of this. And then we will be amending the website from time to time as we go through our public information meeting process. We'll also be adding maps, other notices of public meetings. So we'll try to keep this as current and forward looking as we possibly can. Always looking to make sure that we're not misrepresenting anything, making it a very solid, a message to the community. So that's kind of what we're asking for your help to publicize. And if you want to look at it and comment back to us, I'd appreciate it. We can make changes to the website at any time during the whole process, phase one, phase two. I'm sure it will evolve a little bit, but thank you for your consideration and your help in pushing that out. And let us know if there's something that you'd like for us to change or add. So we're happy to do that.
Thank you so much, John. Could you send the link to all of the board members and the chair? That would be great. Also, for new board members, remember, you're going to have a lot of training ahead of you, but don't respond to all. If you wanted to respond directly to John, that's fine, but you don't respond to all because that's a violation of the Open Meetings Act. So anyway, appreciate, John, thank you very much. Really appreciate this. Anyone have any comments or questions for John?
So
Member
does it
Evans?
close in, it says December and January. Does it end in January?
No, it's actually going to open on December 10th,
Uh-huh.
hopefully, and then it will carry on from there. We'll make changes from there. If there are any changes to be made, we'll be updating it probably monthly.
Oh, okay, so it's gonna be a longer, like, how
Oh,
many
yeah,
months?
it's
like-
gonna be open all the way through the whole process.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah,
Thank you.
so if any of you board members can share this, it would be great. And I know it impacts my district in particular, but it's part of our trails program. So if you have any comments or if you receive any comments, but please share so that we can get the word out about this plan.
I think if you put a picture of the chairman on, the chairwoman on her bike, that might drive more traffic to the website.
Yes, indeed. I do live right next to the Illinois Prairie Path, so I'm a big fan and I have an e-bike too. So that's another discussion for another day. Traffic this summer was fast and heavy, so I'm not sure where we're going with that. I think there's already a state ban, anything over 20 miles an hour. But we need to look into that. But there were some real fast bikes on that path this summer, so keep your eyes and ears open. Anyway, I digress. John, thank you very much. Anybody have anything else to discuss? Okay, any old business? Any new business? Okay, hearing none, I move to adjourn. All in favor?
All right.
All right, thank you.